Everybody, it's Heat Override, and I'm ready to bring the pain for you and Dr. Roto this week. Oh, yeah. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's ready. Some of the playoffs have started in some leagues. Some playoffs are about to start after this week. This is the final week in most fantasy football leagues. That means you have to bring the pain to the competition and slay them with everything you got. Oh, yeah, double fisting it. Yeah. Wow. Well, since this is a bring the pain and we're going to have a little bit of fun, we had another crazy Thursday game, right? I mean, everybody went into that game thinking the Steelers are going to win. And they actually forgot one thing, that they were watching Mitchell Trubisky, or they call him Mitch Trubisky, or more like Well, we won't go there because we all know how he plays. And when he throws that interception and when he's doing all these bad little plays, he tried to make everything look good with a 15-yard run to start the game, right? Nope. Then it was like down the toilet from there. They should be calling him Toilet Biscuit, because that guy is like a big, giant, you got it. Ooh, yeah. And he ain't no ooh, yeah. But guess what? I will say this. I did start him in a matchup in his weekly DFS league we have at Dr. Roto's. So, yeah, I started him. I was the only person that started him in Hunter Henry. Tell me I'm freaking nuts. These dudes are nuts. Like, literally, I made a comeback of a lifetime, and that one touchdown that I did not get on Monday night killed me. And I lost by 3 points, or I could have won another week. But, man, it's nice. So Trubisky got me 23 points. That's okay. That's okay. And he was $4,000 in this league. He was literally the minimum. And I got a Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry was 3,100. So, like, you know, it's more like FanDuel pricing for the tight ends. So that's about a $3,100 tight end. But, man, that was awesome, man. I was like, man, why didn't I just play that as a Thursday? That would have been crazy. But, man, Mitchell Trubisky is back. You got the crowd chanting for Rudolph, but look, Trubisky can get it done, but here's the problem with him. He brings a lot of bad intangibles, bad mojo with him. We all know it, and there it was. This is why the Bears walked away from him. This is why this dude doesn't start. I actually thought he was great backing up Josh Allen, but, I mean, now that he's here starting for the Steelers, you can only feel bad for Mason Rudolph, because you got all the memes that Rudolph's not allowed to play in any of these reindeer games right now and all this stuff. And it's really funny. But the dude really, when he had to fill in, he did okay. I just think that this still goes back to that incident with Myles Garrett. Ever since that incident with Myles Garrett, that dude is just not allowed to play football ever again. I don't know what happened. I don't know why it's that way. I know he kind of sucks sometimes. But look, I've started that man in the DFS contest where he's filled in. And he hasn't did bad, and he's with minimum. But here, Trubisky actually beat a minimum price with his $4,000 going for 23 points. Woo! And just think, man, he could add more. He could add more. I mean, that whole Jalen Warren fourth down, stupid little pass where he got caught. I mean, if that Jalen Warren touchdown hits, oh, man. But, man, it didn't, and that sucked. But it sucked for the Steeler fans, too, because they got that loss, and now they lost 2 in a row. They're going to be looking on the outside of the playoffs pretty soon here, probably by the end of this week. And it goes back to what's going on with players right now. After this, we will get to the Macho pick of the week, But what is going on in the league? Look, so I saw a question today. It said Tyreek Hill is on an epic run, right? I know that Tyreek Hill. Every expert, every non-expert sees what Tyreek Hill's doing. But here's the point, what Tyreek is doing. He's getting the ball. Like, he is getting the ball. And some dude was like, well, there's more people in this league with more targets than Tyreek. Yeah, but they don't do what Tyreek does with the ball. Tyreek does in one catch what other receivers do in maybe 2 to 3 catches. He's running like Cooper Kupp did a couple years ago when the Rams made their Super Bowl run. He's literally unstoppable. His plays right now, his route running right now, it's just undetermined. And Tua is literally locked in on him right now. And who's getting it? Waddle's losing out. They don't need a tight end. Sometimes you get Wilson, but in the running game is going well. Mostert always seems like he's going to be banged up, but that dude just catches a touchdown or gets a touchdown every week. Now the H-hand's back. Now we're going to start seeing more of him getting out the backfield, and he's just as explosive as Tyreek Hill. They have a great actual team balance, and Waddle's actually still the odd man out, but he's still getting it done. He's getting it done consistently, and this shows what a team with a good structure can do. And so to go back to that question, back to this dude, I'm like, yo, dude, everybody knows that. And he was trying to say that I was like downplaying like that. I'm not downplaying with Tyreek Hill when I say that this is what happens when you get your superstars the ball, like what happened with Davante Adams at the end of that season with Green Bay, where he constantly got the ball, or what happened with Adams at the end of last year when he was catching the ball a lot, right, and scoring a ton of points. That is what you do when you get the ball. But also with Davante Adams, when you do not get him the ball, a.k.a. a game that I lost by 0.4 that would already have me in the playoffs in my home league, that I'm the defending Macho Hitiados. Yeah. Now I got to go win a game against one of the best teams in the league without Jonathan Taylor now. And Jalen Warren putting up barely 8 points. That happens. And that's a good modest score for a running back in that league. But at the same time, it's like I've got all these superstars on my team, and we're sitting here watching the Steelers play Trubisky while he's just being a dummy. And here's another thing about that game that irked me. The Steelers for the last few weeks have been doing like a split duty with Warren and Harris. So they would always like start out with Warren sometimes too. And they did do that yesterday, but they didn't do it like they normally do. And I'm telling you this right now, I didn't see Warren out there a lot. It was like a Harris love fest. And I don't know why. He was already banged up coming in the game. This was a game that Warren excelled in. Warren has been the better running back. But Harris, no hate. I like Najee. He is doing what he needs to do. But when they started doing dump-offs to Najee underneath, when they got that ball the last time, and they were driving down the field, they had Najee in. Why do you have Harrison? This is a passing situation. Get Jalen Warren in. So then you get that play. He goes out, and what play do they do with Jalen Warren? They run him on a running back out right into the middle of the line where he couldn't get through. Duh. Who's going to get through when someone's trying to rush the quarterback? Idiots. Why are you running these plays? That is exactly why when I say what is happening with Tyreek Hill, it is special. It's great, but it's what happens when you get your superstars the ball, and a lot of coaches try hard not to. And those coaches should be fired. Oh, yeah. I'm not saying Tomlin's going to be fired, though. Pittsburgh will stick with him. They're always loyal. He doesn't deserve it. But he does got to answer for his pick of getting Pickett, because Pickett really, really, like, this was a good year. He had a nice offense around him. And Pickens is just, they can't get him the ball. Can't get him the ball at all. And you have Johnson, and you can't get him the ball at all. And you have Freiermuth, and you can't get him the ball at all. There's your problem. Get your stars the ball, and that's how you'll actually win games in the NFL. Ooh, yeah. Stay tuned for the Ultra Contrarian Show. Let's get to the Macho pick of the week. I thought I was forgetting about you, leaving you in the dust on the side of the road, waiting for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to have any horror shows here this week, because we got a guy that has been performing consistently. He had a great week last week. He's got a juicy matchup this week, and it is none other than Joe Mixon. Man, I seen what the Bengals did. Did you see what the Bengals did? They used their superstars. Oh, they used their superstars, man. And what happened? They got the job done. They won. And ain't nobody thought that the Bengals would win that game. But they did. They did. And that just shows you right there what happens when you win your superstars. Let's look at some of the bets. I mean, right now, 6,100 on DK? I will run that with Christian McCaffrey all day long, and you will see who my very contrarian lineup is, because, man, it's a banger, right? So, and he's 7,200 on FanDuel. That's not bad. So if you go right now, they're not giving out an alt on his receptions, so you have to deal with 3.5 right now at a plus 116. If you wait to more closer to game day to grab that, you might just get a 2. Because when you do the alt line, you don't need to get 3 catches to cash on the 2. You just need 2. Let's make that straight, okay? On FanDuel Sportsbook, you only need 2. But if you play that 3.5 on that line, you will need 4. All right. So even though it says 2 plus, you just got to get 2 and you cash on that. So yeah, that's a little tip for you if you haven't figured that out yet, because us sharks like to do that stuff, right? So if you do is rushing receiving for yards, which is like 80 some, it's 114. They got it up right now. That's going to be moving, so you got to watch that. That's not bad at all. But if you do 40 yards for his alt rush right now, it's a negative 350. That's not bad. That's over a half a unit back for a guy that should easily get 40 yards unless he gets injured. There's nothing I can do about it. That's your Macho pick of the week. That's your Bringing Pain episode of the week. Again, get ready for the Ultra Contrarian Show. Thank you for the support for all the IDP articles and all of the podcasts and all the views that all of you have been giving me recently. And at drroto.com for the support and of the team members, everything. Get over there right now. Doc just dropped his visionaries. You know that it's always that time when that prescription is prescribed. Those visionaries will make sure that your lineup score high. Oh, yeah. Woo, everybody. And may the points be with you. Now let's bring the pain.